So what if you were able to convert 600 of those individuals into actual supplement owners and be able, I don't know, like license the supplement so they can now get a cut out of the people that they sell within it, and they can add an additional revenue stream.
I know you're good at stuff like that. That's probably what I would think of to scale, is a sense of like, how can people like it so much they can't shut up to their friends about it?
Like, bro, if you were like, hey, B, would you want to come out and speak and also promote this? I'd promote the shit out of it like it's my own event. Like, I love what you've done for me. I love what you do. I love the way you roll.
It's really stepping up and talking to your community about leadership and how they have an opportunity to transform people's lives. And then the other thing is writing a book is one of the best ways to market your business.
I like that. It's funny, as you're listing things off, as soon as you said the book, it hit me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Vince Reed here, and I just had a battle mastermind with three amazing entrepreneurs, Allison Maslan, Bedros Keuilian, and Ryan Stewman. If you want to be a fly on the wall and see what goes down in a $50,000, $100,000 mastermind, all packed into 1 hour, definitely watch this entire show. You're gonna love it. Enjoy. All right, guys, welcome back to another Battle Mastermind. I'm very, very excited. And for those of you guys who watch this show, it's not your typical podcast. We're not going to get into the long story. You should just know that everyone here, they're 8, 9 figure earners, if not more. They're all amazing at what they do. And the whole idea is to give you the feel of what it feels like to be inside the room of a $50,000 plus mastermind. We're going to go deep. We all are getting better. We all have challenges and issues, which you guys will see. And we're going to work together to get off this call and get after it. So one of the cool things I love about this show is a lot of you guys don't know each other. So who doesn't know each other? Who's here for the first time? This is a quick chance to say hello, and then we'll get this party started. So Allison, do you know Bedros or Ryan or at all?
We just met 2 seconds ago. So I know of them, but haven't had the pleasure and the honor to meet them till now. So awesome. What about you, Ryan?
Same. I follow Allison online and have for a long time. I know that she's in the sales world, and then I've known Bedros. You know, we've met in person and hung out, and even done events together over the years, several.
Nice. So a little reunion, right? Little reunion. And I love all you guys. Everyone here are people that I know and love. So I'm excited. All right. So enough of the mumble jumbo. We're going to dive right into it. So for those of you who know me, I'm a huge Lakers fan. This is my Kobe GOAT hat. I got your guys' name here. So, start thinking about the challenge or what I can help you with, because you might be on the hot seat. Let's see who we got here. I'm going to dig into the hat and see who's first.
Pick me.
Bedros.
Yo.
What's going on, brother? How can we help you? Is there any challenge, any issue, anything going on that we can just pour into you and see how we can help you with anything?
Yes. Yeah, man. So while I'm best known for Fit Body Bootcamp, our franchise, and 3 years ago I started the Modern Day Night Project, which is a self-development program for men. Both Fit Body Bootcamp and Modern Day Night Project, I know exactly who my avatar is, and we go after them and we get them, and they're thriving. My supplement company, I don't know how to scale my supplement company beyond the. We're doing about 12 million a year now. Started that 3 years ago as well. And while that sounds impressive, it's not, because when you have a franchise with 600 and some odd locations and you plug in a supplement, you're selling to your franchisees and their clients, which are they're gyms and their gym clients. But scaling it online has been this pain in the ass for me and my team. And I don't know if it's because we don't know our avatar, or it's because how's my protein different than the other protein? How do we get leads the best, most effective way? Do we need to create a viral video like the Harmon brothers did for other supplement companies? I don't even know where to start. So I'm scaling slowly, and I'm not used to scaling slowly, and it's frustrating me.
Got it. Okay. So does anyone want to go first?
Yeah. Hey, Bedros, I think I'm going to need your help. So I'm going to try to help you here a little bit, just to brainstorm. Hey, first of all, I just want to say it was really cool that, like, of all the people that Frank thought of, he thought of you and I to ask for a little help, man. I really felt like, I felt like that was really honorable thing. I felt, you know, I don't know how you felt, but I just thought that was really cool. To somebody I really look up to. And he was like, hey, I'd like you guys' help because I think you're the guys for the job. Just felt good. So.
I agree, man. I felt the same way, man. And I don't think there could be better company that we could be a part of.
So, look, man, I bought a supplement company off Colin Wayne about 5 or 6 years ago, 2017 or 18. I didn't even know Andy Frisella back then, or I definitely wouldn't have bought it, but I didn't know shit. I just had this company that was doing like $2 million a month, and I got the customers and all the social media and everything. But once I got my hands on it, I realized that this thing was mostly fucking ad driven and very small margin. So like it you know, if I wasn't selling ads and keep it safe, wasn't getting recurring. So I start like, okay, maybe I need to do something different in this business. And I start really researching the industry, and it's watered down. You know, there is so many people in that industry that are big. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but just yesterday, Brandon Poulin, who's been a friend of mine for about 8 years now, him and his wife, Kaylin, announced that they shut down Lady Boss. And Lady Boss was a supplement company that had 700,000 clients. They were big. They were the Inc. 5,000 #1 company, and did $200 million in the last 8 years in supplement sales. But he said due to rising margins or rising prices, supply chain, all this other shit, he's like, man, it's just not worth it. And they're selling off all their assets. So reason why I tell you those stories is because I think what works for people like, and maybe I'm using the wrong examples, but like First Form and Beachbody and shit that sell a ton of supplements and have for a long time, is they're not really selling supplements, they're selling a community. And I know you do that really well with the Fit Body locations. You know, you feel you're part of a team, you feel you're a part of a group. So what I would be thinking of, and I'm sure together we can come up with an answer here, but how can you make like taking your supplements be a part of that too? If you notice, like some of the most beautiful people on Instagram, guys and women, have First Form t-shirts on and shit sitting in the back. They're not even talking about First Form. They just happen to be taking it and stuff like that. And I think I know the reason why is that represents a community, right? A community of fit people, a community of influencers, a community of people that have done 75 hard. And so I would make it to where it's almost like a multi-level marketing, not in the sense of the pay scale, but in the people just drinking the Kool-Aid so much. Like if you ever met my friend Jesse Lee, who is with Prove It, you know, they're selling $1 billion in ketones shit. What the hell is a ketone? Most of the people don't even know what the hell it is that are taking it, but man, they love that lifestyle and community that comes along with taking it more than they actually like the effects of the drink. So I know you're good at stuff like that. That's probably what I would think of to scale, is a sense of like, how can people like it so much they can't shut up to their friends about it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Appreciate that, Ryan. That's definitely a good insight. And I think I have some reluctance to creating a community behind it because I don't really know who my customer is. But all I have to do is go back and see who our customers are, what they have in common, what their fear, frustrations, desires are, and then get more of them and start building a community of them. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Bedros. Go ahead.
So one last thing, I'm sorry, and then I'll
That's okay.
I'll let you go. I'm sorry. But like, so let's say that you survey your people, or you just know that people that work out at Fit Body Boot Camp, the number one thing that they struggle with is muscle soreness, or the number one thing they struggle with is mental fatigue or energy or whatever it is. And then you go build a supplement campaign around that. It's like, hey, you finished your workout today. Good news is you're going to be sore as hell tomorrow, but not with our soreness protection, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So then you've got shit that you know that they need, that it's a recurring thing that they complain about, that maybe you can solve through some of your supplements.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that advice. And I do believe also focusing on the result of it rather than the supplement itself. And this idea just popped up in my head as far as an avatar, our business owners, especially because my avatar is the business owner 7 figures and up, and they push themselves so hard and they're burning the candle at both ends. Their health has really taken a beating. They don't take vacations. They just are really in the weeds of their business. And so I think selling, rather than selling supplements, which obviously that's the vehicle, it's what's the result of it, how they're going to feel, and feeling like they're going to have energy to start the day, end the day, have time with their kids, feel more inspired to come up with the ideas for their company. So really tie it to the challenges they have in their business, if that's something that you're interested in. The other thing I thought about is, I used to be, I still have my license, but a homeopathic physician, and I started a school, Homeopathic Academy of Southern California, that still runs today. And I had the practice for 20 years, and I ended up but I know, like, healers, they are constantly looking for other revenue streams. So if you were to target massage therapists, Pilates instructors, nutritionists, homeopaths, chiropractors, things like that, and whether you get a distributor or you have someone on your team that's consistently doing that outreach. And then the other thing is writing a book. Writing a book is one of the best ways to market your business. It really opens so many doors. You may already have a book, but something specifically to this demographic and their pain. And oh, by the way, the supplement is the answer, and doing a bunch of case studies with that. And really then the book is the leader. So
I like that. I like that. It's funny, as you're listing things off, as soon as you said the book, it hit me. It hit me like that could absolutely be it. And we have a particular product which kind of ties into what Ryan was saying. Our best product is called the Wellness Shot, and it's a packet like the emergency packets, but it's got everything in there: turmeric, ginger, vitamin C, D, zinc, cayenne, and black pepper. And what's really cool about it is nothing like it exists because it's expensive to make. And if you know anything about actual spices, a lot of spices that are poorly made will have heavy metals like mercury and lead in it. And so this Wellness Shot is not only good as anti-inflammation, but great for the immune system. That's really what scaled during the pandemic, because everybody wanted to actually take something orally versus get in the gym and work out and actually go outside and get sunlight. And so that took us from just kind of our first year of, getting along to spiking to a $12 million a year. And so as I got to thinking, a book on inflammation and immune system and just overall higher performance mentally is going to be it, I think, and will lead to, and one of the first people to do this way back in the day was the founder of EAS, Bill Phillips. If you guys remember the supplement review guide. So Allison, sometimes it just takes someone else to remind you of what you know works.
yes.
And what you've seen works. And so just taking both of your ideas there, I think I just figured out a book based around inflammation, immune system, and mental cognitive performance, that's all I drink in the mornings.
Yeah, I would like some. I think that sounds great.
Yeah, I got a brilliant idea. I'm gonna send some to all of you, to all three of you, and would love to get your guys' feedback on it. But thank you. That really helped me a ton. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, so I have three things. So number one, obviously you're in amazing shape. Actually, one day I almost reached out to you and like, man, I need to come down there and work out with you and see what you got going on.
You're right down the street.
Absolutely. But I've never once seen you take a supplement. So one of my things I always talk about, or just use the product, not even talk about it. So, but you're constantly on social. You have a massive following, and people, would love to look like you. And I think just using the supplements and daily, just not even really selling hard, just playing show and tell, get done with your workout, get your supplements, this is what I take. I think instantly, just off your social media following, that would boost sales, number one. Number two, so one of my buddies, he has a fitness studio. We did his marketing early on. And one of the things that he did, he has a small, like 3,000 square feet studio, and they do between 500,000 and $1 million just from a really small little studio. But one of the ways he was able to increase revenue was by adding a upsell package of the supplements along with the merch to every new member that came in. And also after every class, they say what basically you were saying, Allison, in terms of you working out hard, you got to replenish, and they're constantly selling not only supplements but gear and everything. It's like constantly in front of them. So they're selling a lot of merch. They're selling a lot of supplements on top of the gym. So I think just building that into the average to everybody's everyday use. And the third thing, I mean, I don't know how many Fit Body boot camps are there now. I mean, there's a lot of them, right?
Yeah, just over 600.
Got it. So you have 600 business owners who own their own fitness studio. And how about them being able to even invest in owning their own supplement company? So what if you were able to convert 600 of those individuals into actual supplement owners and be able to, I don't know, like license the supplement so they can now get a cut out of the people that they sell within it, and they can add an additional revenue stream to their own business as well. So that would be 3 things that I think you could do immediately.
That's brilliant.
To start to increase sales.
Yeah, in fact, that's exactly how we led off. That's where we made our first few million right out the gate, was introducing it to our franchise owners at their point of sale in locations, because they already have a kind of a merch area. And so they wholesale our Trulian supplements. And then from there, they can also have it drop shipped to the client's house if the client wants to do auto renew. Where I was trying to really get bigger at is, how do I go outside of our brand and go direct to consumer rather than going to supplement stores or having a whole bunch of influencers to manage. And so I really love the idea of 2 specific things: doing some kind of a challenge, like a Trulian challenge, because that does create a sense of community, like Ryan said, which is really what 75 Hard is. It's such a great challenge to do. And in fact, all of my coaching clients, I tell them to start with 75 Hard, because when they have a physical change, their business changes. And so I need to create like a 3-day cleanse with the Trulian Wellness Shot and really talk about that in the book. And I think those 2 together are going to be a really good linchpin to start moving that needle.
Awesome, man. And just kind of a side note, I was thinking, even if the book could just be an ebook for right now, and with a lot of your social posts, especially your workout posts, you could just start with using that as a lead magnet to get people going and kind of lead them down that path. Awesome. Do you have a follow-up question or anything? So by the way, I put everybody on a 20-minute clock. You still have some time. So any follow-up, anything else on top?
Oh, that nailed it. I love getting like one actionable thing and working on it, man. I'm not a, hey, give me 20 things to put in the fire. I just want one thing to put in the fire and forge.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, please let us know, how that goes. I'd love to get feedback on that. Awesome. All right, so we're going to move on to the next in the goat hat. Here we go. I peeked. I can't peek. Here we go. Let's see who's next. Ryan, you're up, brother. You're in the hot seat. So how can we help you, man? What's going on in your world? I know you're all over the place. Every time I look up, you're on some jet going somewhere.
I am, man. I'm all over the place. I'm fortunate enough to be, I guess, one of the guys that's in high demand right this minute, willing to answer the call. I got a good team back at home. So this just stays here for right now. The world will know soon enough. But so I'm throwing this event called $1 Million Mastermind. Vince, you've spoke at one a couple years ago, maybe even last year. Shit. But time flies. But yeah, you spoke at one, or maybe did a virtual one with us in 2020 or some shit, right? And it's our big event every year. Originally it was like 150, then 300, then 1,200. This year so far, I started off a couple of things. Like I started off, it's going to do the regular 1,000 because I like 1,000 person event. I think outside of that, it gets a little big or whatever. But my wife and team challenged me to think a little bit bigger this year and give some of my quote unquote competition / haters a little bit of fuel, right? So we went and rented a stadium and that wasn't really my original idea, but we rented this stadium for 2 days. And then I hired this consultant that some of you know, but we'll leave his name out of this. And he taught me into doing it for 3 days. So I shelled out even more money for the stadium for 3 days. And I decided I should have went with my own gut, know my own shit anyway. But now I got a whole other day of speakers that I got to fill. Right. So, and I got homeboys like you guys that I can call on to speak and shit and breakout sessions. And hell, I got a bunch of clients that are, super wealthy and some of them are famous, little mixture of both. So that's really cool. But I say all that because I got roughly 1,500 tickets sold. Okay. So last one I checked this morning, plus you know, give or take, there's going to be guys like y'all that I'm not going to charge money to that are my friends that maybe you bring your team. So there's another 100 or 200 people. So let's just say I got 1,500 to 2,000 right now, but this bitch holds 7. Right. So, I mean, if I can go all the way in. So nobody knows this right now, but when this is released, it'll be fine. But I shelled out the money for Ed because I don't like somebody like Ed. I understand he's got a jet and stuff. I don't like favors and shit. So I shelled out the money for Ed. I shelled out the money for Eric Thomas, right? And Cole's like, oh, I can get you this discount. It's like, I don't want to be known as the dude that asks people for discounts. Just tell me how much the guy wants to be paid and I'll fucking pay him his money, right? I got Logan Paul, and I haven't announced him yet. So he's going to do a Q&A. But here's the big thing is I got Tom Brady, okay? Like I shelled out 7 figures. I set the market price on Tom Brady, man. Like, so I got Tom Brady coming to the event. He canceled on one of my competitors. You can figure out who that is, but he canceled on them 2 weeks ago. And it was a big deal. And so I picked him up. And so I get like I sent the money out today to him. And so we've signed the contract. We're all in. I wired over the money. So I'm about to market this shit with TB12, the greatest motherfucker to ever play the sport of football. And we're going to do like a locker room thing where it'd be like the last time that you're in, like you get a chance to be in the locker room with Tom Brady. And like, he's going to do a locker room talk and fuck. So there's going to be upsells and shit. I already got a couple of sponsors from it, but reason why I tell you that long ass story is I think with him, I can sell another 1,000 or 2,000 seats, but I'm open to ideas. I don't like to run ads. I like for people to spread the word and shit like that, which is working really well, but maybe you guys can give me some ideas, something faster. I haven't yet told my influencer friends like you guys and asked for y'all's help yet, but as soon as I put Brady's name on the site, I'll be reaching out to a lot of those guys and girls as well. So, but any ideas you can help me to sell some tickets or get some publicity or whatever the hell, I'm all ears.
Cool.
So if it's cool, I'll kind of kick it off. I've got 3 specific ideas. 2 of them I know work because I've done them myself many times for Fitness Business Summit, for Empire Business Summit, and now for the High Performance Business Summit that we're doing in June, myself and Wes Watson. But strategy number 1 is you do a buy one, get one free, right? So you go, hey, look, success loves company. And so you buy a ticket, you get another seat free. Odds are they're going to bring someone like-minded. Whenever I used to do that at Fitness Business Summit, they would bring their business partner. They would bring somebody else that was a decision maker who could join my mastermind. So a buy one, get one free ticket is one way. Another way that I've done or that I consistently do when I have multi-speakers, this works for multi-speakers, and I saw Grant Cardone do this once, is when he did that stadium in Florida. You sell a whole section off. So if you've got 7,000 seats you need to fill, let's say you've got 2,000 or 2,500 on your own, you're like, all right, hey, Ed Milet, you're speaking. Well, I guess these are paid speakers. Others who are going to speak, you might want to say, I'm going to co-produce this with you. So you might go to Ed and say, hey, Ed, what if you're a co-producer? What if this is also kind of your event? Like it's a Ryan Stewman and Ed and Eric Thomas and whoever, and anyone else who wants to co-produce. Let's say Vince here wants to co-produce this with you, and that way he can say, man, I bought a stadium, filled it up, we ran this event. He would buy 500 seats from you at $100 a seat or $200 a seat, and then he could sell it for $500 a seat, right? And he's buying off sections. And this only works for big mega events. We're not doing that for the event that Wes and I are doing, because that's just 550 people at the Westin Hotel in Costa Mesa. That's the capacity there. But we are doing the buy one, get one free. So and then selling off sections is the other way to do it. And then, bro, I gotta tell you, and this is something that that Milet told me at Joel Marion's birthday party last week. He goes, it's okay to ask for help. I'm like, oh man, I'm not that guy. I don't want to, just like you, I don't want a freebie. I don't want to, hey, you owe me one, and any of those things. But there's also times where we reciprocate. Like Ed's asked me to speak at Arte. He's asked you, I'm sure. And we've said yes. And so there's time of reciprocation. And while you're paying him, maybe the reciprocation is, hey, Ed, can I ask you to promote this? Can I create real cool promo content for you to promote this to your email list? I'll write the email. Like, bro, if you were like, hey, B, would you want to come out and speak and also promote this? I'd promote the shit out of it like it's my own event. Like, I love what you've done for me. I love what you do. I love the way you roll. And so sometimes just asking for that also helps. And I've gotten better at it. But I needed that reminder from Ed. So consider this a message from Ed to you as well, that it's okay to ask for help from the friends that you helped and supported. And they'll be more than happy to sell it, promote it, and talk about it for you.
It's funny. I shared a meme yesterday that said from the Afro Brutality page that said, nobody works harder than a motherfucker that don't like asking anybody for anything.
That's exactly right.
So true.
You gotta carry the goddamn burden yourself.
Yeah, just a side note on that. I think it's interesting though. Everyone here is the same way. I think we all don't want it. We don't want any favors. We're willing to invest in whatever. And it's just the contrary. It's just the complete opposite of the individuals who struggle. So if you are watching this, I think you should take that, just that in. Allison, did you have anything on that? I know you do. You do a lot of events.
Yeah, the event sounds really exciting, and I've been leading events for 12 years now. And so I definitely know that feeling of, that gut feeling of, days are approaching, counting the days of how many you have left to get the butts in the seats. And so I love the idea, Pedro, of the buy one, get one free. I would just add to that a couple things. One is I don't like to do the free because often those people don't show up. So if they commit, like I want to know they're going to show up because, I know what our numbers need to be. So we do a buy one and we call it, we don't do friend because then they would bring people that weren't our ideal avatar. Could be just bringing Uncle Joe or something that didn't even have a business. And for us, we're targeting that higher level business owner. And so we are really specific on who that friend is. And, as a business owner, and, we'll put that all over the place, but we charge something for it. So even if you're charging, $50 for that ticket or $49 or something, when people have skin in the game. The other thing that we've done, we do contests with our community. I run a company called Pinnacle Global Network, and we have a big community of business owners around the world. So we do contests with them and reward them with trips and flying out to their company and, my team mentoring for them for a couple days, different things like that. And you have to really pump them up and get them excited about it. And the truth is that people, as much as we hate to ask and we feel uncomfortable, people actually feel really good to give, especially if they are going to be looking like the hero. If someone refers to the event and someone has a transformation in your audience, like they've helped this occur. Right. And so there's a real leadership there. So I think it's really stepping up and talking to your community about leadership and how they have an opportunity to transform people's lives and how good it feels when you're in the audience and you're seeing that person over there and they are having a massive transformation. So that's, really from the emotional place. And then the last thing is we did this last time and it worked really well. When someone buys a ticket, they get an autoresponder email that says, we will give you this money back. Like, would you like to get your investment back? When you refer one person, we will then give this back to you. So they've already made the investment, they're committed to coming. And so it's kind of like an affiliate. It's kind of like an affiliate payment, and then that the next person does it, and the next person. So you're kind of trading the the downline of the ticket fee. So
even just, man, that is brilliant. I really appreciate that, because even just the autoresponder, whether it was selling them another ticket or giving them an incentive to or whatever it is, that's brilliant in itself. Most of us salespeople, myself included, it's like, okay, the sale is over with. Now it's time to start delivering. It's like, actually, hey, the delivery is the event. We can still sell them on giving us more referrals and shit in the meantime. So that sometimes it's like you said, Bedros, it's like the little simple shit that's like, you know, you send an autoresponder selling them something. No shit, that's brilliant. You know, we've been doing that like our whole career, right? Thank you for that. That's
awesome. Think of it ourselves.
Yeah. Cool. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Okay, so I got a couple things. All right. So number one, I think that there's three things that people typically will get people to move, and Alice and I talk quite a bit. And the most important, or the thing that, you know, your followers or whoever, what they want is you. They want your time. That's what they really want. They want that access. So I think time is more valuable to you than money, and to the client purchasing, time with you, right? So what I would do is come up with 3 giveaways that you get either enrolled in like a raffle or something if you attend the event, right? One would be time. Maybe they get a year in your mastermind. That they, by just getting a ticket, you sell the hell out of you future pace like the advantages of being in your mastermind. You're gonna raffle off one of those. The other one is obviously money. So one person's gonna win 50 G's. I don't know, just something ridiculous, right? And then the other one's a gift, a Ferrari. I'm not going crazy, but you know what I mean. Like something crazy that they would want. So by attending and obviously there's an action for that, but that's part of what you can do now in terms of promotion when you're marketing it. The other thing I would do, that's one. So I'd come up with 3: gift, something like money, and it'd be 3 different raffles, and then time with you. The other thing I would do is like a shared webinar tour, excuse me. So with your speakers or whoever, just have them plan a webinar where you guys do it together to make it simple. And you just go on a blitz webinar tour with everyone where you can take clips and you can obviously share with their audience what's going on. And, you know, I don't know how many speakers there are, but I'm pretty sure that the people you're mentioning would love to do that, just to be part of that, because they're sharing the stage. They get on there with you and you guys do a shared webinar and then you guys sell the ticket. So combining what everyone said, I think the shared webinar with some type of I think people almost need to think you're absolutely nuts, like by whatever you offer that somebody's gonna get, and then you give it away. I think what it does is obviously it'll sell tickets, but the next time when you really give away or whatever you give and that happens for real, it just future paces the future events as well. So that would be some advice I'd give you off the bat that's actionable.
Cool. Man, that's good stuff. You know, the webinar tour is good. You know, my audience is like you guys' audience are a little higher level, but I could go and do like a 15-second from Sean Whalen, Ed Milet, something that wouldn't be a burden on their time, wouldn't be a burden on my time. I could have my video editors put it out to our audience where they're like, hey, come here. I can use it on social media. So that's good shit too, man. All 3 of you gave me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 bullet points. So like surely something fucking good's going to come out of all that. You know what I mean? So awesome. Thank you guys so much. Bedros, appreciate you guys.
So by the way, when this does come out, and hopefully, when is the event, by the way? When is the date?
June 3rd through 5th.
Okay, so you have some time. So if you're watching this, go get a ticket to that event. Make sure you get that ticket. Awesome. So
mdm2022.com.
Got it. Where is it going to be? Where or can you say that yet? Or
yeah, it's in Frisco, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. It's you can Google it. It's like the #1 city in America, like 5 years in a row. It's a pretty badass little city.
Nice, awesome, man. Well, you know, I'm gonna come.
Yeah, of course. That'd be cool. I would be upset if you weren't there, man.
Sounds good, dude. Awesome. So we're gonna leave the ladies for last, the best for last. Is that how it goes, Allison?
It must be.
Right. Awesome. So what do you got going on? How can we help you?
Yeah. So I have run a mastermind for 13 years called Pinnacle Global Network. We have 20 mentors that work with our clients, and we have a method called the Scale It method. And it's really the only comprehensive method that's focused on the entire company. So like EOS is operations, or you might have some that focus on sales or marketing, but it literally is all phases. We have 5 phases that the business owner goes through, all the way to the exit of their company. And the idea is increasing the valuation of the company, building a team managed company so it can run without them, and shift their company, even if they've been in business 10, 20 years, into a scalable model out of 15 different models. And so, so that's been really growing, and it's really exciting. Even 13 years, I feel like we're just at our precipice here. But we are developing now a software called Scale It, and it is based on our method, and it's the method that all of our mentors use with our clients. And all of our mentors have run very successful companies as well. And so we are building this software, and we're gamifying it. And the idea is that when you, whatever level you come in is, the goal is to get to phase 5, which we call the visionary. And there are all these pillars, and you have to shore up your pillars on each area of your business to get to the next level. And it's a process, you know, could take, you know, few years. It's not something that happens overnight. Obviously, there's a lot of moving parts to a company. And so we're developing 2 versions of this. One is to the direct business owner. So you could use it for your company, and to work on all the levels and all of the tools and everything needed to scale your company. And then we're also building one for the consultant company, the coaching company, the mentoring company, that they would use for their clients, because this is the version we've actually created it for our own company that we're using with our clients. And so, and then I also have a book coming out the end of this year called The Scale It Method, that goes along with the software. And it goes with my book that came out in 2018 called Scale or Fail. And so what I'm trying to decide is the model that we're going to do with this. Is this going to be, you know, where we license it, where we certify other consultants that are using it with their clients, and then we license it, and then do I do one version that is just direct to the business owner so they can use it? But if someone's actually going to use our method with their clients, I want to make sure that we're protected. And, also even had an idea going into the bigger corporations, because it's something that they can use also with their executive teams. So we're just in the building phase right now of this software. And I know, Vince, you've built a software. It's a lot of work. But the plan is rolling this out in 2023.
Got it. So what would be the specific questions? Just how would you market it?
Yeah, it's the model. I think it's the model that I'm trying to figure out right now. What is the direction that we want to go with this?
Got it.
So I own a software company that I have bootstrapped to multiple millions of dollars a year with no investors, no banks or anything. I built the shit in my spare time with $25,000, and that thing does right now about $180,000 a month recurring revenue, right? And growing every month because we keep adding customers and they don't leave. And so the way that we've got there and done that is it's kind of weird, because I own a company called Phone Site. So it started off was just like, we just made really simple landing pages, and like ClickFunnels I like ClickFunnels, but it was you had to have like an engineering degree or WordPress or any of those sites. Like us smart people here, maybe not Vince, but like us, we like, well, Vince is smarter than us. Like we outsource the websites and shit.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's because
sure.
That stuff's too smart for us, right? Vince can probably actually build them. So I needed something that like a real estate agent or a plumber or an electrician could crank out a website with. Anyway, I tell you that because it started just like what you're talking about. I had a need for my community. My community is not tech geeks like the ClickFunnels community. My community is real business owners like plumbers, electricians, gym owners, CPAs, like lawyers, like, regular business owners. And so they don't have time to go learn coding, and maybe they don't know anybody who could. But it started that way, but we kept adding more and more stuff to it, right? To try to not make it more complicated, but to solve more problems, because a lot of people in the software world, they're looking for like one login for everything.
Yeah.
and so the less you can add to their tech stack and the more you can take away from their tech stack in order to go through your stuff, the better. But the big thing for us though is, in this, I say this because this may work for your model as well, but like, it was hard to convince a business owner that they could code a website. It's not that they don't need a website. It was hard to convince them that they could do it themselves, right? So what we did instead was we partnered up with this company that sells business cards. And they're like these NPC business cards that you or NFT or whatever the hell they are, that you swipe them in front of a phone and somebody's contact information comes up and it pulls their contact out. And we sell like 10 or 20,000 of these cards a day for like just a couple bucks a piece. We don't make any money off of them, but they're all tied to our software, which makes people, have to opt in and try do our free trial. And then we offer them a free like Linktree looking link. But once you actually buy the software, you get all these unlocked features. Now, I say that because that might be something that works for you to spread the word. Is like, you send those cards out. I can give you our contact for them, but everybody, they share them with their people. And when they share those cards, it helps the community grow and the people get in there. Because you probably add software to your mastermind company, because I have both companies as well, so that you can get a bigger multiple when you go to exit, right? And so the key with software is keeping people as sticky as possible, right? We know in our business, if we can keep them after 3 months, they hardly ever leave, right? At that point, they're so used to paying it, they never go. So, but trying to get them, it's like, for us, we couldn't convince them they could code a website, but we like, hey, you can scan a business card and put your name onto a website. Then they realize, they had that realization that, oh shit, this was easy. So maybe something like that would work for you as well. That's like easy to spread the word and get people plugged in.
That is brilliant. I love that idea. I would definitely love information on that. And it also made me think, just even partnering, because I talk about joint ventures all the time, but that it is kind of a tag on to something else related to something that they need. Yep. So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, Allison, I would have to defer to Ryan because I know nothing about software other than my companies use software that we are consumers of. But if I were to start a software company, I might actually go, who's got something like it and what are they doing? The first thing that comes to my mind, because you do mentor people and you do have, I guess, mentors who have customers. And this is just me transferring my licensing franchising model over, right? But
yes,
if you can franchise it or license it, think EOS. Like, we use EOS here in my building for all the different companies that we own. We have one EOS implementer, Brian Underhill. I believe he was born to run EOS. I think Gino Wickman would be in a great position to clone 1 million Brian Underhills. He literally removes bottlenecks out of all 6 of our companies. And I don't take equity. Like, I took equity in this company right here, Feeble Hunt. And now when I take equity in a company, part of the agreement is that they'll do EOS with Brian Underhill because he just breaks bottlenecks and creates opportunities. Like, that's how fanatical I am. But EOS is a franchise model. Obviously, my brand, Fit Body Bootcamp, is a franchise model. We know that there's other licensing models. And so since you already mentor other, seems like business mentors, is that right?
Well, yes, that work for us, that work with our clients. I mean, we have a similar, our avatar is similar, probably to yours, Ryan. They're anything from bridal chains to pet stores to engineers, staffing companies, things like that. Those are our ideal clients.
Are you familiar with what Brandon Bouchard does, how he certifies people in his system?
A little bit. I'm friends with Randy Garn. I know that he's
okay. Yeah. So Randy can turn you on to that. But Brandon basically certifies coaches, and those coaches go out and run a business. And so if you certified coaches, and part of that was a license for the software, the platform, now you can charge several thousand. Like, we charge $1,800 a month per franchisee. Part of the royalties and to license out the software to run the business. The only difference is the software, we just take this guy's software and remarket it to our franchisees. But that's kind of what I would do, is I would go, all right, can I create some kind of a licensing program where then they can go and get the customers with it, pay me some kind of a licensing fee, franchise fee. Outside of that, I don't know anything about software to give you any more insight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I do think that's probably the direction we'll end up going, is that I'm not sure if it's licensing or if it's franchising. Franchising is, I could see in your business with the fitness business, because you have, right, it's like a business in a box in a sense, but you have like a retail location, correct? So I'm not sure if franchising would work with something like this, maybe more certification license.
Yeah, believe it or not, franchising would work. EOS is a franchise model, and they don't have a brick and mortar. They just have EOS coaches that are kind of given a region or a territory, right?
Right.
So you certainly wouldn't need, in fact, it would take out an obstacle. When we're selling a franchise, we have to remind our franchisees that you have to sign a lease, a storefront, build it out, sign a 5 to 7 year lease in addition to our 7-year franchise agreement with us. So that creates a barrier to entry. So I always tell myself, gosh, and if I ever create another franchise, it'll be something where my franchisees would just go and work off an app and they could work from home. And that removes a barrier to entry.
Yeah, you know, our director of mentoring had, 40 franchised her children's gym company to 40 locations. So I should tap into her brain on that. And I do think with the franchise, you have more protection than the license alone, which that's important.
Yeah, you have the protection. You can create a non-compete, whereas the licensee can leave. Because Fit Body Bootcamp started off as a licensing program the first 3 years. In 2012, we franchised and then hockey sticked. And now we're just between us here. We're actually in acquisition talks with 2 private equities. But I share that with you because also your valuation goes up when you're a franchise, because they understand a franchise system has a lot more regulation and in place that will support the franchisor, which would be you. So if you decide to go down that path, I'd be more than happy to help you, support you, and turn you on to the right franchise attorney and whatever else you need, because it is a steep learning curve, but not an impossible one.
Oh, that's great. I will take you up on that.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Well, that's so much stuff. I'm taking this in too, because as you said, I mean, as you just mentioned, I'm doing software, so that's all great stuff I could use. So thank you for that. So I have a couple things. I do have a really high level of insight on Allison's business. We've worked together for a lot of years. So I know that her target is a business that's generating at least 7 figures. She'll work with the 500,000 business, but there's the 7-figure business, which, by the way, it's a bottleneck in terms of advertising. So we always have these battles. I'm like, Allison's, you're looking for that 7-figure business, but it's not like they're all running around, jumping, waving their hand. There's not that many of them, right? So with that being said, what I think that the software could be is kind of like a farming system. Like if you think of sports, I always kind of relate things to sports. So like in baseball, there's a farming system. There's like single A, double A. So is there any way that you could create and utilize the software as almost like a farming system to get them to the 7-figure mark where they become your ideal client, like where you're hands off? So let's say we make it where it's like it's gamified. You have some of your mentors that they're focused 100% on the software, and you're targeting now businesses that are making 6 figures, and they have to go through the software to get them to the $500,000 mark so they can actually work with you. Because we've had a lot of people that would, literally are begging Allison to work, and she's like, sorry, we don't take you. So maybe instead of thinking of it as like for your clients, this is something where now we can actually have something to target these businesses that would love to work with you, and we can devise it for that 6-figure business with the goal of getting them to 500,000 or 7 figures, where they now become your ideal client, versus just kind of cutting out all these other businesses that would love to work with you. So number one, I think the farming system idea, and then also, and I can't remember who mentioned it, but I think if you don't like that route, another route, if possible, could be used to teach or certify additional mentors or coaches to be able to teach scale it. So maybe the software could be gamified where it could be anyone who wants to be able to teach my method and earn money from it. You go through the software. So now you have a product that you could target any person off the street that doesn't even have a business, and you certify them to understand and master. And I don't know if the software does this. This is just a random thought, but gets them up to speed to understand how to actually teach scale it. And I don't know, maybe they could get a job with you or go out there and start their own business and be certified to actually teach the scaling method. So that's my two bits of advice. I don't know how that fits, but.
Yeah, no, those are great. I especially the one, the first one, as far as helping to grow them to get to the level to work with us would be a lead in and so forth. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, maybe not so much startups because they don't really have, it's a lot about building a team, but maybe that 100, 250,000.
250,000 mark, right? Because they're right there. They're only a few tweaks away. Most of those companies, like if they were on here, you'd probably tell them one thing and they'd be at from 250 to 500,000 next month, and boom, now you've got your client. So I think that just understanding your business model, I think the business itself, the model needs something that can gather that like $250,000 to $500,000 business and get them ready for the next step. Cool. Has this been valuable, by the way, guys?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, helpful, man.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, I got my question is going to be very, very quick. As Allison mentioned, we did just release software, and I went all in. I stopped accepting agency clients. I went all in on the software. It's been our number one focus, and it's been working amazing, and it's almost like been difficult for me to talk about it because I find my conversations always like going to the software, but I'm forcing myself, but I have to explain it because the way that it works, it's not like it's difficult to understand, but it's a new way of thinking about your typical funnel in terms of the way that I'm using it. So my question is, when you're trying to do something where you're changing the market, right? Where you're doing something that's not necessarily different, but it is different, if that makes sense, to get people like that are conditioned from the standard, let's just say 3-step funnel, right? You got your lead magnet, your registration page that leads to a webinar or VSL, and then to the order page or the application page. Everybody's using that exact same funnel. Clicks are going up. We all know that our system essentially allows you to do everything from one video. So capture the lead, sell the product from one video, and all the videos are DRM protected, which stands for digital rights management. It's the same technology of like a Netflix or Hulu, which eliminates people from being able to download or steal your content. So think of Vimeo or Wistia with protection where your videos can't be ripped, but now you have the ability to build almost like an opt-in form within the video and then also sell your product right from the video so no one has to scroll or go to another page. So that's what the company does. And our numbers have been so ridiculously crazy because we can drive 100% of our traffic right to the video and capture the lead, but not lose what I'm calling the 80% tax, which is the 80%, 65 to 80% tax people that hit your landing page, no matter how good you are, they're not opting in. My funnel is, they go right to the presentation, I get them hooked for the first 3 minutes, and I can lock the video, they have to subscribe to continue watching. So it's the same funnel, it does the exact same thing your funnel does, except my funnel gets 100% of the traffic, right? Everybody gets it, but they have a hard time pulling the trigger. And like, I guess it's a situation that's just gonna take time for people to understand it, but from just hearing this, how would you approach that message, right? Like the message that I've been approaching and I'm thinking in my head, it works, but it may not to most people because most people don't really pay taxes. Or a lot of them, is stop paying the 80% tax on your funnel. Stop losing 65 to 80% of your traffic, right? So I'm trying to like correlate that message. Am I right there in doing that? And how could I get the point across of what we've done, which is taking a typical funnel. You no longer do you have to worry about an opt-in page. Focus on your presentation, put the video up there, do your normal presentation, lock it, still capture the lead, integrate to everything, and then right after they opt in, literally you could sell the product. So I could be selling this notepad and just, hey, and the form will pop up right within the video. You can buy everything. So this is like nothing crazy, but very simple and different. So it's a long-winded question, but I'm having a tough time or I don't know if it's just my way of explaining it, makes sense to me. How could I make that make sense to everyone that's using the old, just regular funnel?
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
The clarifying question is, if the video stops 2-3 minutes in, basically at the hook, and I'm like, fuck, I want to see more, but I got to opt in to see more, I could still bounce, right?
Absolutely. But now that person that, let's say the other route, right, who would have never even got to that point because they never would have opted in. So now that person at least got to that point where it stopped and saw, so they clicked and got right to the presentation. So they at least got to that point. So what we're doing is just teaching people to lock it right after they get through the things they're going to teach. So it'd be like, I'm going to teach you this, I'm going to teach you that, I'm going to teach you that. And the one sentence I'm telling everyone to say is this. And all I ask in return is that you provide me with your name and email to continue watching. So what's happening is people are hitting the page, and 85% of the people that are going through our funnel are watching the entire video because they're choosing to continue watching. And our math is so nuts, it's like I can't even sleep at night because the math of it all, if you just understand numbers, is great. But as you can see, I'm all over the place, and I don't know how to channel that message.
What about
what's the problem? Sorry, I'm still trying to understand.
There is no problem. There's no problem. It's just people see it and they're like this, but there's no one. They're like, to pull the trigger to make the switch it's happening. We literally, this is our second month. But I wanted to know more specifically, is this messaging right? Does that resonate with you?
I think the messaging is right, but it can't come from you. That's what it is. Like we could all all four of us could sit here and beat our chest about our own products. And you know how it is. It's like, well, it's your own product. Of course, Ryan, you're going to talk about that you're the best at what you do, and Allison and Vince and myself. However, you know what happens when all of a sudden Joe Rogan mentions your product or someone that is trusted in an industry. Well, you're trying to sell this to marketers, correct?
Exactly.
Bro, you give this away to the top 50 marketers. Give it to Alex Hormozi. Give it to Ryan. Give it to Allison. Give it to Kern. And just say, dude, let me set it up and show you how much it's going to make you. Use it for free and only talk about it after it makes you money. And it's yours indefinitely. I'm never going to charge you again. Let them talk about it and you'll never have an issue again.
I love that. Awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Good answer.
Yeah, for sure. And I was thinking, a tagline like "Never build a sales page ever again," something like that. And then also getting into communities I was just thinking, my friend Joe Stumpf, who runs a company called By Referral Only. He has thousands and thousands of members. They're all realtors. And one of the services that they offer for them is to build their sales pages. So it's kind of a one and done sort of thing. And if you were to get into communities that offer that in different industries, real estate is a big one, that they could, try this for 90 days, something like that. And then they were able to switch using the sales page to the video instead. So
you mean the opt-in page? You mean stop using the opt-in page, what you mean, right?
Stop using the opt-in page and use this video itself. So it's just the one-to-many strategy, getting to that, one that has the big community of thousands of people. And then, this is what they're providing to their clients.
Makes sense.
So you're not selling the onesie twosie anymore.
Got it. Anything from you, big dog? Ryan, what do you think?
Well, the thing that comes to mind is because you're trying to say that it's a simpler, faster way to do shit and eliminate your opt-in page. How can you just base it around a VSL? It's
that's it. So it's just your VSL.
But what I'm saying is the average marketer needs an entire funnel, and the VSL is part of it. With mine, you can get rid of everything else, and all you need is the VSL. It is the funnel.
Boom.
That's what you're asking for, is how to simplify the whole thing, right?
Right.
And then they're going to ask questions. Well, does it do this? Well, does it do this? Because they're fucking marketers. So that's what it does. And you can explain, yes. But to take what your big question was, how do I take this big, 10 paragraph thing that we do and make it one thing? It's hey, what we have is a VSL. The typical marketer has an entire tech stack, an opt-in page, landing page, sales page, blah, 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 plus a VSL. We take all that other stuff, and your VSL does all that work right there for you on the screen.
Absolutely. And can sell the product too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No scrolling,
the video sales letter is the opt-in page. It is the upsell. It is the sales page. It is yeah, exactly. It is the cart. It's everything all in one VSL. It's that's what I would call it, the ultimate VSL.
I like that. Boom. Cool. Boom. That's all I got. Hey, you guys just made me an extra $50 million. I'll make sure to send you your residual checks.
Yeah, well, I like Lamborghinis, man. You know, I anytime you want to ship one, I'll just give you my office address. We love getting them here.
Got you. Well, I appreciate you guys, man. We're right at the hour. We hit it, and I really appreciate you guys. We're definitely gonna make sure we get this out. And any parting words or anything you guys want to share where they can find you? We'll start with you, Ryan. Where can people connect with you?
Well, I was just going to say, Allison and Bedros, I appreciate it. And you two, Vince, thanks for putting us together. It was nice to finally meet you and good to see you guys again. And I just appreciate the insight that you gave me. Like I said, I got 11 really good bullet points that'll help me out in the next week. So appreciate you guys. If you're watching this, you want to find me, then everywhere. The only accounts that are mine have blue checks on them. The rest of that shit is imposters. You know how the internet is. But I'm Hardcore Closer on Instagram and Ryan Stewman on Facebook. Those are the best two places.
Awesome.
Great.
Again, I just want to echo what Ryan said. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Got a ton of value from all three of you. And it's not often that we get to get poured into, right? We're usually the ones pouring into others. So I think what you created is a really awesome platform, Vince, and I'm grateful for you for that. And where your audience can find me is on Instagram at Bedros Keuilian.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This is fantastic. And I also think it's great for people to see behind the scenes of some of the challenges that we go through and some of the things that we're trying to figure out as well. So this is such a brilliant idea and wonderful meeting both of you. And Vince, you already know I love you. And if people want to find me, it's just on Instagram as well, is at Allison Maslan, and also my website, pinnacleglobalnetwork.com.
Awesome. Well, guys, that concludes this Battle Mastermind. Hopefully you got better just listening in. And until the next one, I'll see you guys on the internet. Later. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're having a lot of fun with the Battle Mastermind, and we're going to keep them coming for you. But you guys can do me one favor, and that's just hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you on the internet. Later.